Howdy, folks. Would you Walls from NeedCoffee.com here. And we're back for another Wayhomer. Got some catching up to do. Get busy with that Dragon Con thing. By the way, thanks to everybody who came out to Dragon Con, and we got a bunch of content from that we're going to be putting up shortly. So we'll be sharing the Dragon Con experience with lots of you. In the meantime, though, we're back for another Wayhomer review, and the way this works is I've just left the cinema seeing a film, and I'm going to tell you about it on my way home. Today we're here to talk about Takers. Now, Takers, synopsis first. Takers, there's a bunch of guys, and there's a heist. And there's guns. That's really all you need to know with a heist film, usually. So that was quick. The reason I really wanted to see Takers is because, of course, Idris Elba's in it, and after watching The Wire, by my own personal edict, I have to watch everything that man is in because I thought he was freaking awesome. So yes, he's in it. Matt Dillon's in it. Chris Brown, T.I., Hayden Christensen. So you have a decent cast to pull off a heist flick, right? And so the cast is good, trailer looked interesting, and they moved it. They basically moved it because they kind of blinked. In the realm of movie scheduling, you sometimes realize that you're going to get crushed. And so they moved it, and wisely so, because where it is right now, coming out about this time, it has more room to breathe. And, I'm leaving a matinee, and there was a decent crowd for a matinee, and the cinema that we're at is basically had it in two houses, so I think it's doing all right, and it'll do well on DVD regardless. But the main thing you want to know is, how is it? Well, I mean, it's a heist caper flick, so it takes a lot of work to screw one of those up. As long as it's well built, and executed fairly decently, you can at least get a decent film out of one of those. Now, if it's built wrong, then it's gonna. If the heist or the caper itself sucks, or the characters suck, then you're gonna run into a problem. But the thing is, the caper itself is pretty good. It's not the focus. The cast is good. There wasn't really anybody in the cast that stood out as a problem. So all of that is good. The problem comes in that. The minor problem is it's not very tight. It feels like it's trying to, like I said, the heist and the caper is not really the focus. The relationships between these characters, it seems like that's kind of trying to be the focus at the same time that they want to make the heist and the caper the focus. So it seems a little scattered and felt like it could have been tightened up. The other problem is this. When you've got a film, and I don't know when this happened, but I've bitched about it before. When you've got a film with a bunch of action in it. There once was a time in Hollywood, friends and neighbors, when we could actually see the action. And there are people who are action choreographers and stuntmen, and even the actors who are doing their own stunts, and, I mean, the people who are rigging the weapons, and everybody. There's a whole bunch of work that goes into action sequences. Why the hell can't we watch them anymore? I mean, I sat through the Blair Witch Project and didn't get seasick. This damn thing just about made me puke, alright? I don't know when that happened. I don't know whose bright idea that was, but it's stupid and it needs to stop, okay? This was ridiculous. This was like the action sequences in this, partly from the fact that they do this kind of, okay, I'm not sure what all the technical terms are, but you know when you go tight and wide on a shot, right? You generally do that in a nice, smooth, flowing motion. And maybe once in a while when you want to put a little on it, you just do a little quick tight end, quick wide out, just basically to emphasize something. But this thing, imagine, if you will, a smooth kind of moving in shot that just kind of jerks a few times. Which, I'm sorry guys, doesn't make me think you're cool, it makes me think you don't know how to work the camera. I'm sorry. The other bit is, this was the most egregious abuse of slow motion and herky-jerky camera work in action sequences, probably to date. Now granted, I haven't seen all the action films that have come out recently, but when your climax is this kind of slow motion, devolved mess, and this is supposed to be the climax. This is supposed to be the the pinnacle of action sequences, then what have you got? I mean, you've got just a mess on your hands. So the action sequences were all slow motion train wrecks because you can't tell what's going on. And it's almost like in post-production they realized that you couldn't tell what was going on, because then with all the slow motion and feathers flying and guns going off and things where you had no idea what was happening, they had to put voiceovers of the characters yelling out to each other in the midst of all the mess. Ted, are you all right? Or whatever it was. So that kind of just crushed it for me. That and the fact that there's a bit of a Butch Cassidy moment in there that's just about laughable, which is sad, because the characters were all good and the script was decent. It just needed to be tightened up and needed somebody to just say, look, can we just show the action sequences, please? It's an action film, right? One other slight nit. No, it's actually a large nit. It's a nit the size of this car. Is that basically the heist, the best bits of the heist are in the trailer. Okay? Now, does that mean it's not worth watching yet? Sure, it's worth watching in the full context of what's going on, but you don't blow your wad in the trailer. So that was disappointing. So, I mean, it was decent. The characters and the cast and the story that they had going on was kind of like it was good enough to rise above its detracting bits. I can't talk. But it's a lot like, it reminds me actually of Brooklyn's Finest, which I saw recently, and I saw it on video, so I didn't do one of these for it. But it's like a crime story that if it had just had a tighter focus or just tighter writing, would have been a lot more pleasant, and would have been a lot more satisfying. The way this goes, you're not going to miss anything by seeing this on DVD. And, it's worth catching on DVD. I'd say rent it, Netflix it, whatever you want to do, and check it out that way. But I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 5 cups, simply because it didn't offend me, but it didn't exactly make me go, oh, yeah, I'm so happy we went to see that. It went right down the middle, which is a shame, because it could have been so much more. So there you go. If you're planning on seeing Takers in the theater, wait. You'll thank me for it. So that's pretty much it. Short and sweet and to the point. Thanks everybody for watching these. Thanks for those of you who stumbled them and who share them on Facebook. That helps us out more than you know. And watch the site, because I've gotta do some more of these so I can catch up. There's a lot of stuff in theaters. I gotta see it. So until next time, we'll see you on needcoffee.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.